Hey, what's up, everyone? It is your boy Shazman21, and I'm back at it again with another lit video. Alright, so for this one, it's going to be about the combat sports, more specifically boxing. So tonight, pretty soon, there's going to be a mega fight between Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. So that one's going to be a pretty good fight. I've seen these fighters for quite a bit of time. I am also kind of a massive fan with by both parties and stuff, and they're really cool. Um, as far as their personality goes, fighting, it's hard to say, but like Ryan Garcia is a pretty fast dude. Like he really has like that fast, like pace, like and like Gervonta Davis, he's like a more methodical fighter where he really like picks his his punches and like takes his time to pretty much like snipe you out pretty much. And he's been like doing that for quite a bit of time. It has been like dominant. Heck, 27 wins, and most of the time is like knockout or technical knockout in a lot of cases. And man, he's like really good. So yeah, and with Ryan Garcia, like the last time I saw him like canonically fight, I think it was with Francisco Fonte or some dude. Um, Francisco, the guy that he fought like in I think it was 3 years ago, like 2020. Man, that honestly does not feel like it's been like 3 years since like that whole stick that happened with 2020, but it has been a minute. But otherwise, I did remember him like fighting against Francisco, and he was winning it. Hit him with that left hook and stuff. Very fast left hook. And yeah, that's about it. And then with Gervonta Davis, I saw him fought against Raleigh Romero, I think that's his name, or whatever you want to call the dude, like the clown. He was like really talking all that smack, and yeah, he kind of did back it up, but he really didn't because I knew like Gervonta Davis was gonna like catch him like lacking at some point, and he pretty much did. But yeah, for this one's gonna be tough because like I am a massive fan of both these fighters, but I gotta pick for this fight because they are fighting against each other. It's pretty much like let's say Anderson Silva versus George St. Pierre were to like fight against each other at some point in their prime. That one is like really tough to say who is like really going to like beat each other because that unfortunately never happened. Or Fedor Emelianenko versus Cain Velasquez or Randy Couture or whatnot. This has been one of those like mega fights that honestly the boxing desperately needs at this point because there's been so much mega fights. Hell, we even just had like recently a mega fight with Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira 4 times, and this time around, even though like Alex beat Izzy 3 times, Israel Adesanya was able to beat him 1 time, and that was like I think a couple weeks ago or now a month ago. I don't know. It's been a minute, but I have seen that fight, and I have like gave my thoughts on the UFC 287 and just everything about it, and that I am like super duper proud of like what Israel Adesanya is able to achieve. But anyways, that's besides the point. Um, for this fight that's coming up, I will have to say that both men are going to have their moments together, and it's just like I feel like it's probably either going to be a battle wheel, so like who's going to be able to like falter first, or who's able to like make it to the next 12 rounds or 15 rounds out of that. But I don't know, I feel like those two are going to have moments, but I think to me the clear victor is probably going to be somebody like Gervonta Davis, because I believe just because he has like such like vast amount of experience, and just like he's been at this for a little longer than Ryan Garcia, because I think they're like 3 to 6 years apart, even though they're like both in their 20s or whatnot, and they're still like young, hungry, and ready to like shock the world. So it's kind of cool to see that. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is tough because I like both of these guys. Like I've taken like a little bit of inspiration from both, actually, from how I fight too. But I don't know, man, because I like Ryan Garcia. That's the thing. I really do like Ryan Garcia. He's really awesome. But it's like, this one's tough, man. This is really tough. So I'll have to say that my predictions of this fight is gonna be it's gonna be hard to call, man, because like anything can happen. But I feel like just for these like next few rounds, I think there's gonna be more of like just like a filling out process to see how the others go, because I think that's just how it normally is, where it's just like when you're fighting against someone new, sometimes you gotta like fill out your opponent to see, their strengths and weaknesses, and that's always been kind of effective. And it's just like it's a numbers game at the end of the day to see, who has the biggest will to like, continue fighting, and maybe another one might fall. I don't know. But I don't know if like it's gonna be like a knockout, easy knockout for either too, because it's just like they've said so many times like, "Oh, I'll easily knock you out," and it's like it's been proven to be like kind of a tougher match than expected sometimes. But I don't know, man, because I know in like the first few rounds they're gonna like fill each other out, and I think maybe Ryan might have a few wins on him because like he's like taller than Gervonta Davis, who's like surprisingly around my height too, like 5'6", and it's gonna be like a little bit tough to like fight against someone that's like taller than you. Hell, I sometimes spar against my best friend Eric March, shout out to him, who's like I think 6 feet, and sometimes I have a bit of a hard time, despite the fact that I have like a lot more experience than him, but it's still kind of like tough to like catch him. But again, it's not impossible. It definitely is not impossible. But otherwise, I'll have to say, man, this is really tough to say. But yeah, for the next few rounds, it's going to be just Ryan Garcia having a little bit of advantage here and there, just kind of like stifling him off. But it could be either, honestly. And then I think in the later rounds, I think things are going to get like even more hectic to see what happens. Maybe both guys have their moments where it's like maybe Gervonta Davis catches him good right there, or Ryan Garcia catches him pretty good with the left hook sometimes. But like it doesn't like knock Davis out, but it does like wobble him a bit, and he goes like ugh, maybe like that. Or I don't know, man. This is really really tough. So like I don't know, but I think for this case, I'm gonna say Gervonta Davis is possibly going to win. I think so, but if it turns out I'm wrong, it's all good. It's not really bad at all. It's just again, this is my prediction, so it's like things can happen. But I will say that my prediction and the one that I think who's gonna like be winning in this like mega fight that they're gonna be having is gonna be Gervonta Davis defeating Ryan Garcia. I'm not sure if it's going to be a knockout, but if it is, then that's insane. But I think Gervonta Davis might be able to beat Ryan Garcia in some ways. So we'll see what happens. All I'm saying is like, in my prediction is going to be, more with, who has it the most. But all I got to say is, best of luck to both, man. You guys are killing it in the game. Continue to do amazing in your careers, hopefully, and just hey, at the end of the day, let's get the money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think that's all I got to say about this. Other than I'll have to say that I might end up watching it, and I'm excited to see how this goes. And hey, if things like get like a little hectic, then I might see what happens. But all I'm gonna say is like I'm gonna be neutral at this because I want to see what ends up happening. Because again, they're both my favorite boxing fighters at the moment. Since I've been kind of like in and out with boxing here and there. Because the last time I watched it was like the 2000. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. It was a timer, but what was I saying? Oh yeah, I was saying that I am gonna be watching it, and I'm gonna be a bit neutral on who is going to win or who's going to lose or whatnot until like I actually see it for myself to see what ends up happening. And all I gotta say is this is about to be a banger, man. Just like UFC 287 was a banger. This match is gonna be a bigger banger. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say. So anyways, hold on a second, guys. But yeah, anyways, that's all I am going to say about the match, and I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to go. And yeah, I'll give you guys my thoughts after the match, and whether or not that has like lived up to expectations, or it's superseded, or unfortunately it was kind of lackluster. But hopefully this one is definitely not gonna be lackluster because we got two of the greatest fighters in their prime going against each other. This has not been done since like the days of, I guess, Lennox Lewis and crap. It's been a minute. Like I said, I haven't watched boxing since like the 2000s and the early 2010s. So it's like people like I would know would be like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather Jr. or really now he's just called Floyd Mayweather. So let's say it like that. Who else? Who else? Canelo Alvarez, Oscar De La Hoya. Crap. What was it? The two brothers. Sometimes forget their last names. Sometimes it's very very well known actually, but the Vultures. I don't remember. It's been a minute. It really has been a minute. Thanks, Lewis. I don't know. It's like I said, it's been a long time, but otherwise, yeah. I'm pretty excited to see how this is gonna go, and may the best man win. And all I gotta say is just I'm here to have a good time, and yeah, that's my prediction. And let me know in the comments down below of whether or not you think it's gonna be Gervonta Davis that's gonna win, or is it gonna be Ryan Garcia that's gonna win in this like interesting fight that's about to happen in like I think the next like several hours actually, because I saw from like the trailers that is gonna be like somewhere in and the 10 p.m.s and the 5 p.m.s, depending on where you're at the time. So I guess for me, it's Mountain Time. I think it's like 5 or 10. Actually, 5 p.m. So we'll see what happens with that. And for others, it's going to be like a little later or earlier. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what happens. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys also want me to do like another prediction of another fight, kind of like what I am doing with Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, with maybe some fictional characters that we can add into. So like for example, I already did like the Ben 10 versus Goku. We can also do some like Naruto versus Ichigo could work. Gon versus Killua. I don't know. They kind of did fight. So, like, maybe Gon versus Ken Kaneki? Maybe. Or Baki. Yeah, Gon versus Baki. That might be interesting. And that's about it. So, that's my predictions. All I'm going to say is that I think Gervonta is possibly going to win. If not, then, it's all good. Every prediction can be wrong or right depending on the circumstances. We just all got to see what happens, and I'm really excited to see what's gonna go down in the Bucks history. This has been a real fat minute since I've actually been excited for a boxing match since like I guess Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao and all types of good stuff. So yeah, man, that's all I got to say about my predictions on the fight between Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia. And yeah, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in another lady video that I might make sometimes. Here you go. Say peaceful, say amazing, say awesome, and stay also be weird and do your thing and whatnot. Peace.